Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sammy Ferber, and normally I'm the Dungeon Master for Drachmae and Demigods, but today we have a slightly different kind of D&D experience for you. You saw the title of the video, and no, you know. It's Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode. We're going to do a little Let's Play here and see what the vibe is. For anyone who already knows all about Baldur's Gate and about Honor Mode, and you just want to get to the gameplay, totally get it. Go to this time code right here, and you'll get straight to the gameplay. But for everyone else, welcome. If you don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 is the official Dungeons & Dragons video game that came out this year, and it's won a quadrillion awards, including Best Game of the Year, primarily because it's an enormous game. It's huge, and it has an insane, unfathomable level of versatility. There's so many variations, there's so many different things that you can do, all based on your own choices as a player, which is exactly what you want from a D&D game. So it's amazing, and it deserves all of the praise that it's getting, so shout out to Larian Studios who made the game. It's absolutely great, and so we're going to do Honor Mode here. Honor Mode is a new game mode that they came out with after release, months after release, which is essentially a new, most difficult game mode. So the base gameplay is on Tactician difficulty, which is the normal hard mode, but there are some additional features. So there are legendary actions. Some of the bosses have legendary actions to add a new wrinkle to boss fights. You're on a single save file, so if you screw up some skill checks or if things just go awry, there's no going back, you just have to live with it. There is an additional difficulty boost in the third act and the final stage of the game to just account for power creep from gear and stuff you get throughout the game. And then lastly and most famously, there is team permadeath. So if I TPK, if all four of my party members are dead at the same time, then I game over, that's it. I have to start over from the beginning again. And there is an in-game reward for completing the game on this difficulty. It's a golden D20. I don't particularly care about the golden D20 that much, mostly because this is probably going to be my last playthrough for a while. But I'm more interested in the trophy, the achievement for completing the game on this game mode. And I'm just interested in the challenge of it. I am playing on PS5, so sorry to all you PC people. But I've been having a blast on it so far. So throughout the game, I'm gonna be talking, I'm gonna be commentating, I'm gonna be sort of talking through my strategy as I'm thinking about it, and I'll talk about, as a DM, what stuff from this game I'll be stealing for my games, because there's plenty, and sort of a DM's perspective on, as if this were a campaign, what would go into some of these things. We'll explain more as we get there. I'll just be talking about my thoughts. In terms of my character, I have not thought much about what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to go Sorcerer, but I don't know subclass. Going Sorcerer only because in my other 3 playthroughs, I have used every single class in the game besides Sorcerer. I have not touched that at all. Every other class I've either done as a PC or I've used some companion NPCs for. So I want to dip my toe in Sorcerer, so I'll definitely be going that route, but anything else about my character, we're going to figure out right now. So let's get into the gameplay. Alright, let's get into this. So, going over to Honor Mode, a fraught and deadly campaign awaits, limited to a single save file. Let's do it. I will say, going into this very first portion of the game, I'll let the cinematic play out because it looks really freaking cool, but I might talk over it a little bit. I apologize. But there's probably 1,000 Let's Plays you can watch if you just want to watch it without any commentary. You know, even though I am a professional DM, I actually don't know a ton about Forgotten Realms lore, one of the official settings for Dungeons & Dragons, since I've only ever used homebrew settings. And so my first time playing this, all of this Mind Flayer lore about how more Mind Flayers are made and stuff like that, it's completely new to me. which is really, really cool. I use mind flayers very differently in Gaia, in the Drachmae and Demigods setting. Accidentally. One of the first things I thought of when planning my first campaign, the Links of Tartarus campaign in Gaia, was I wanted something cool for the Oracle of Delphi. I wanted her to feel very otherworldly and some sort of powerful psionic force. And so I made her this blind mind flayer, this soul mind flayer that didn't have a colony or anything like that. And then much later on in the story, I sort of retconned her into being a far more important cosmic character than just the Oracle of Delphi, and sort of created a new origin story for how mind flayers in Gaia were created in the first place, which is not like this. Spoiler alert. So in the Forgotten Realms, you get a little tadpole in your eye, and then within a few days, you are turned into a mind flayer. Gross. In Gaia, the first mind flayer is the Oracle of Delphi, and here we go. Don't reset tutorials. First mind flayer is the secret love child of Apollo and Phoebe, the Titaness. Spoilers for the Links of Tartarus, I guess. Okay, I'm not going to make you sit here while I spend 1,000 years on this character, so for you, it'll be instant. So I'm going to introduce you to my character in 3, 2, 1. Now, okay, this is my character, I think. Okay, so I ended up going Sorcerer. I ended up going Dark Urge Sorcerer. I realized in my other 3 playthroughs, I've done a half-elf Swords Bard on my good balanced playthrough. Then I did an evil Dark Urge Tactician playthrough as a Drow Paladin. And then, to just finish up other trophies and stuff, I just did an easy playthrough as a Githyanki fighter. So I realized the only kind of like really important entire kind flavor of story that I haven't done yet is a Dark Urge redemption story. So I think I might do that. So for anyone who doesn't know, the Dark Urge is a special kind of origin character. Let's play the introduction. How about that?
My rancid blood whispers to me, kill, kill, and kill again. My ruined body yearns to reap death in this world. And when this foul urge calls, it possesses my whole being. Injured beyond repair. I know nothing besides this. I must resist the dark urge, lest it consume my mind. I must discover who I was and what happened to me before my twitching knife hand writes a tragedy in blood.
So that's the Dark Urge. Pretty cool character. And so I've already done the Dark Urge. I did an evil playthrough where I just fully went into my urges and went crazy, which was super fun, but I want to try the redemption path that I've woken up without my memories, and I have these urges, and all I want to do is be a good person. So that's what I went. I ended up staying with Dragonborn, which is the sort of default for Dark Urge, but I ended up going with Brass Dragonborn instead. It was just kind of speaking to me, I don't know. Plus, it's just always nice to have fire breath, and resistance to fire damage is good. There's a lot of opportunities to get damaged by fire, so that just might be good in terms of survivability. Sorcerer, I stayed with Sorcerer, and then for cantrips, I am thinking about both survivability and damage. So especially at early levels, I'm thinking like the Nautiloid specifically, the tutorial level, I'm gonna want to use my cantrips specifically for damage, since level 1 spells and cantrips, there isn't much difference in terms of damage output. So Firebolt and Ray of Frost are my 2 sort of ranged attacks, depending on if, I don't remember actually if the imps and stuff in the Nautiloid are resistant to fire or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they are, so I have Ray of Frost just in case. And then Shocking Grasp for melee range, so if anyone gets in melee with me, I don't have to worry about using my quarterstaff for like a single point of damage. I can just hit him with a Shocking Grasp. And then for my 4th cantrip, I went with True Strike, which I've never used in this game before, because a cantrip that uses concentration is kind of not great. But thinking about especially early stages, I'm not going to have a very good to-hit modifier. It's going to be hard for me to hit enemies, especially on the tutorial ship. So gaining advantage on my next attack roll and then being able to quicken spell another spell could be clutch, especially because in Baldur's Gate, which is different than D&D, there's no rule against having 2 spells cast in the same turn. So I think that might be a good choice. We'll see. I can always respec later. And then for my spells, Magic Missile is just so good because it doesn't actually require an attack roll. It's just auto hits. So have to use that. And then Mage Armor purely for survivability early game to increase my armor class. Once I level up a bit, I'm definitely going to want to take Shield, because Shield is just such a good spell, and Thunder Wave fits my sort of Storm Sorcery. Oh, I did Storm Sorcery. That sort of fits my subclass. So I'll probably do Thunder Wave too. Although that's just great if there's lots of enemies nearby. Witch Bolt's also good. We'll figure it out. Ended up going Storm Sorcery. I felt like Draconic Bloodline was too cliche, especially playing a Dragonborn character. It's just like, come on, let's be a little bit challenging. But Wild Magic just seems like a lot of chaos on a 1 save file run. I don't want to just like suddenly Wild Magic surge and it completely ruins an encounter. It's a lot of stress for that, and a lot of stuff that you can't necessarily plan for. So Storm Sorcery, I think, is a nice, more interesting subclass. I only have 1 Storm Sorcerer in the Gaia campaign in Links to Tartarus, which is Dardania, Daughter of Zeus, which makes sense because it's a very Zeus-flavored subclass. But this guy, not a demigod. He's just a dude. Haunted One is the background that you have to use for Dark Urge, which gives you Medicine and Intimidation skill proficiency, which is great. It's good that I'm a sorcerer because I really like being the face of the group. I like being the high charisma character so that my avatar can be the one talking for everyone. So getting an auto intimidation proficiency is great. Medicine, great. My intelligence is going to be whatever. I switched up my stats a bit, so I have 16 charisma and 14 constitution. Even numbers on all the rest. Constitution, I just wanted to make sure that I could survive. Dexterity I brought up to 14 just to sort of max out my armor class without spending too many points in dexterity. And then obviously 16 for charisma because that's my base spellcasting ability. And then I'll try to get that up to 20 as quickly as possible. Skills. Here's the one thing I will say about Baldur's Gate that's kind of a negative, which is that some of these skills are literally not used in the game. They're here because they're the D&D skills, but like I don't think there's a single acrobatics check in the game. I could be completely wrong. Helps you resist being shoved. Sure. It seems like a weird thing to put some skill points in, some proficiencies in, because very rarely will enemies shove you. It'll mostly be you doing the shoving. So I've never used acrobatics in this game. Arcana proficiency, since I expect that I won't be traveling with Gale or Will, who are the wizard and the warlock companions. Since I'm going to be my party's main spellcaster, I want to make sure that someone is good with Arcana. And then Persuasion, because I'm going to be the talker of the group. I thought about doing Deception, but thinking that I am doing a Redemption playthrough of the Dark Urge, I want to be more trustworthy than deceptive. And then here's my guy here. So I made him sort of, he is kind of gold-ish, although I didn't go gold Dragonborn, but he's as gold as this, what is it, brass, bronze? Brass. As gold as this brass can look. I just liked the vibe, and also maybe he's personifying the golden D20 that I'll get for winning this game. So that's my guy, and hopefully we'll get some cool clothes for him later and some cool stuff. So that's him, which leads us to then the Dark Urge name. I could just keep him at the Dark Urge, but that's no fun. So what am I gonna name this guy? I also think, as a DM, that whatever I end up making this guy, I will sort of convert him eventually into a Gaia campaign. We're planning the second campaign in Drachmae and Demigods right now, and if you see a brass dragonborn sorcerer in that game, it'll probably be this guy. So I'm gonna name him, let's see. Let's name him, well, I'm doing this for the golden D20. So let's call him Gildar. Sure, whatever. His name's Gildar. All right. And now, the Guardian. All right. We're going to cut again, and I'll be back momentarily after I've created the Guardian. In 3, 2, 1. Now, okay, I have created one of the NPCs, one of the fan favorite NPCs from the Links of Tartarus campaign. This is Cora. She is the daughter of Athena in the Links of Tartarus campaign and the love interest of Alexios. This is just sort of her vibe, and was an easy one to make in Baldur's Gate. So she's going to be my guardian. Thanks, Cora. You're always smart. All right, let's get the game started. Something I love about Cora is her father. I spend a lot of time when I'm creating NPCs that I know the party's going to be interacting with, potentially long term. I spend a lot of time thinking about their backstories to make sure that their backstories may not be as complex, as interesting as the players' backstories, but that they seem full enough and interesting enough so that it feels like these characters have existed in life before the party meets them. And so for the demigods, a lot of that has to do with the question of how did their parent seduce a god, or how did a god seduce their parent, or why, that sort of thing. And for a lot of them, it's about sort of getting the god's attention, but I liked the idea for Athena, being the goddess of wisdom, that she would be wise enough to notice someone subtle, someone who's not necessarily trying to catch her attention, but is nevertheless, people are dying, but is nevertheless following her tenets and being a worshiper of hers. Shout out to the Wilhelm screen, by the way. And so I like this idea of Cora's dad doing something very subtle, but in something that Athena would approve of. And as I was developing the Heka Institute, which is essentially my setting, sort of like the fantasy library of Alexandria, I was thinking about the difficulties in an ancient Greek setting. The difficulties of just sort of gathering all of that knowledge in one place from all over Gaia. And in a fantasy setting, and with the benefit of historical hindsight, I wanted to make sure that the Heka Institute wouldn't fall like the Library of Alexandria, like this, and wouldn't just sort of burn down. So I liked the idea that characters in the Heka Institute had like actively planned for that eventuality, that someone might try to burn the library down. And so part of their contingency plans for that, by the way, this is supposed to be the Shadowfell, I've heard. To me, it doesn't look like the Shadowfell. I guess I always picture the Shadowfell as more shadowy and not necessarily wintry. This to me looks more like the Plane of Frost, but dealer's choice. So part of their contingency plan at the Heka Institute was to have a group of copiers, people that just copy down all of the texts in the Institute, and vice versa. So any books or texts that they find elsewhere in Gaia, they copy it down so that the primary source can always be protected while copies still exist. And so I like the idea of this guy coming up with that idea to protect that knowledge without putting other knowledge at risk. And so that's how Korra's father came to be, that sort of character. And I like the idea that Athena would notice that sort of small act of knowledge preservation and really appreciate it. There's Lae'zel. I'll probably be traveling with her a lot in this. I haven't really thought much about it. But I'll definitely need a frontline fighter like her, since that will not be my specialty. All right, let's get into the game here. There I am, Gildar.
The blood in your head thrums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are. An overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull, besides your name and a headache. But you are in danger.
Say your name aloud. You have a part of yourself.
The dark urge. Whatever that is you. You will claw back
Did I
the
not
truth.
save my name?
But first, you have to claw your way out of here.
Oh, I did. Gildar. Okay, great.
I had.
Alrighty. We are in. We're on the Nautiloid ship. There's a little mind flayer here. Something that I'm really going to try to do on this playthrough is inventory management. I'm going to do my best.
Good.
Let's start with the very first skill check of the game, shall we? Hilarious. Okay, let's try that again. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. First skill check of the game.
This is the
Phew,
pool that
okay.
thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
What's my investigation like? +1? Yeah, I'll investigate the pool. Starting off strong, everyone. That's fine, that's fine.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Well, if I don't know what that is, that's pretty yikes. Although it's vulnerable to fire, so maybe I'll just back up for a bit and give it a little fire bolt. Glad I wasn't nearby. All right, there's a chest up here. Potion of healing and some gold. I will say, something I absolutely love about this game from a DM's perspective is that the Nautiloid, this whole ship area, is a really, really good tutorial. Both in like a video game setting.
Someone else got out.
Both in a video game setting, it's a good tutorial for just like introducing you to Baldur's Gate, but it's also a great tutorial for, as if this were a D&D campaign. It's a great way to, A, explain why you're at first level, because you've just been infected with a tadpole, so you're back at first level, and it's a great way to slowly introduce you to the concepts. I love that they have this little restoration thing here. Gives you a long rest, which makes sense because as a DM, one of your biggest fears at the first few sessions of a new campaign, starting at level 1, is that your players are all going to die. Your biggest fear is that you're going to accidentally TPK your players.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
And that's a fear that is shared by both DM and player. I'm not going to do all the lore on this.
Worlds beyond worlds flash before your eyes.
Yeah, you can
Empires of
use someone else for that.
Traversed by ships just like this.
Yeah.
Years of human history.
And so
Elves, dwarves,
it makes
humans,
sense
and
as a
flash
DM
behind your
to
eyes.
figure out some way to make it easier for your players to survive while also still introducing danger. So these little restoration pods are a great way of doing that sort of balance, without ruining the idea that taking a long rest is still important and requires resources. It's just a sort of easy mode. All right, let's try to get this ally here.
You've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Who am I talking to? A man or a brain?
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this. One that is more brain than person.
You sound afraid. Why?
The enemy. So many enemies.
I think you're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Alright. Let's see. I do best at gently prizing the brain from the skull, which I want to do. So that's great. Here we go. Let's hope it's the first successful skill check. Damn it. Yo, honor mode's hard, guys.
The brain won't budge.
Alright. Oh no, I can only destroy it or leave? Oh, that sucks. Would have been a good ally. I also, just in my last run through, it was the first time that this brain survived the Nautiloid, and late game it was a great ally. Well, I'm not going to destroy him, I'm just going to leave. Although, would I get... Do I get XP for destroying him? Well, I guess it wouldn't
Don't
hurt.
leave us.
Sorry. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to destroy the brain. You know, the Dark Urge... oh, Jesus Christ. We have to do some Dark Urge stuff before we can start on a path of redemption. Let's say that. So, okay, so that's going to make this a little bit harder. I am going to try to get the fire sword at the end of this. I don't expect that I'll be able to kill, like, the boss guy. but I will try to get the sword. It'll just be harder without a little ally there. Alright. Let's get our new friend. Cool entrance, man. Cool entrance.
Abomination. This is your end.
This is also a great lesson for any DMs watching.
And your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Good rule for DMs. There are no like hard and fast you have to do these things, but in general, if you want to introduce an important NPC, your goal should be to introduce them in a way where your players will immediately get a sense of who that NPC is and what they do. So this is a great introduction to Lae'zel. You can tell immediately a little bit about her history, but most importantly, what her skills are. She's clearly a fighter. And you might not know at this point what kind of fighter she is, but you can at least tell that she is very martially focused and close to, short to anger. Who are you?
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
We need to figure out where we are.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the nymphs. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
All right, our first combat. There's also another good DM tip. Your players are going to want to fight something pretty soon, since a lot of the D&D mechanic is about how you fight things. So they're going to have itchy trigger fingers to want to fight, and the best thing to do, especially if you're going to later develop a sort of morally gray style, like I think most good campaigns do. The first thing to do is to give them some unequivocally evil enemies to fight, so that they can figure out what their shtick is and how they can fight without feeling bad about it, and then later introduce the idea of a sort of morally gray situation. All right, that's all for me. Let's think. Let's pommel strike him to get him out. Knocked out, but still basically the same. I don't have enough movement to get across to you. Let's see if I can still get you. Okay, that's fine. At least one of them's out. All right. Haha, nice. I should really use mage armor. That was a mistake going into this. I definitely should have used mage armor prior to this combat. Alright, shocking grasp, so you're in melee. And a crit. Oh, great, love that. Don't really have any bonus actions yet because I don't have sorcery points yet. And there. And can I get all the way up to you? I can. That's gonna be better. Great. Easy. And while we're here,
Surprisingly adequate in battle.
let's just make sure he doesn't get back up. I actually don't think that's a mechanic. I don't think they do get back up, but still. Scimitars. What's we got? Mind Flayer up here. Void Bulbs. I should use those more often, especially in this game mode, and then Skulls just don't do anything. Alright, let's see what... First things first, mage armor. That brings me up to 15 armor class. That's good. Can I use a light crossbow? I can. Great. Gives me a ranged weapon.
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
Lae'zel is using a longsword and a short bow. That's probably fine. Actually, light crossbow is better, so let's switch to that. Cool. All right, moving on.
I've got a long road ahead.
There's nothing up there. Oh, dead crawl. Hello. Potion of healing, great. I think my character is obviously not strong as a sorcerer, but I think going forward I'm gonna be the holder of like potions and stuff. Potions and scrolls will be my thing, and I'll put other things on other people. All right. My mage armor up. I just took a quote-unquote long rest, so I'm fine. That only lasts 2 turns, so I won't precast that. All right, let's just go. Okay, now I, Sammy, know which of these buttons to press, but let's see if Gildar knows which ones to press. Not that.
Aggression.
Don't want that one. Alright, well, I'll metagame a bit and know that this is the button to press. Alright, so that killed those guys. I'll save that to sell. And we got Shadowheart here.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
Oh, a sorcerer option. There's magic at work here. Determine what kind. All right. Nat 20. Hey, that's our first successful ability check this entire game. Let's go.
You feel them drawing energy from the console near to the pod.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
This thing's magically linked to that console. Let me see what I can do.
Hurry! Please!
The console appears dormant.
Inscribe the device with the glyphs you've sensed from the pod's warding runes.
The console hums to life.
Take a closer look at the powered up console. Come on, man. Yo, honor mode, what's going on?
So the device betrays its purpose. It could do anything.
Well, what's the worst that can happen? Place your hand on the console.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. A parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Will the pod to open? Nice.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
What up, girl? Let's talk to you.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a gift with you.
You keep dangerous company.
You know, I gotta say, Shadowheart at the beginning of this game comes across really strong and really negatively, and obviously some of that is explained later in the game, but something that's not explained much is why she hates Githyanki so much. She's just kind of racist a little bit, but it's okay, we can fix her. What's a problem with Githyanki?
More that Gith have a problem with everyone else. But there's more important matters right now. Survival. Let me come
Agree.
with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Alright then, let's get going. I'm Gildar.
Shadowheart. One moment.
That's not suspicious at all. What's that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
Alright, so we got Shadowheart. First thing I'm gonna do, in preparation for the fight at the end of this tutorial, I am gonna try to get the sword. It's gonna be hard, but I'll do my best. Okay, all that makes sense. Let's see what she's packing. Let's give you a short bow, so you have something ranged. And you're probably best with that mace that you have. Yeah, you're fine with that mace. It's always good to have a bludgeoning weapon on you. Oh, and what does she have here? She has a scroll? Detect thoughts. Alright, well that's convenient. Oh, the first thing I'm going to do is I send all of my camp supplies. Oh, I can't even send it to camp yet because I don't have a camp yet. That's fine, that's fine. But normally, any food that I get, the first thing I do is send it all to camp so it doesn't weigh me down. Alright. So I've never actually done that before without having to get the rune to let her in. I've never done a sorcerer before, but that's great. Alright. So, well, we still have to go in that room for the key anyway. So let's go. Hey, buddy. Alright, scimitar and key. Great.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
I wish we could save you, my friend, but we're definitely not able to. Let's get a little chest here. Potion of healing, great. And so this is how I would normally get Shadowheart out. Now I'm just gonna sell it.
Those controls next to the pod.
You can do stuff with these. Actually, I might save them just in case. There's one place in the game that you can use these things, and it's not super worth it. There's only one that really gives you any sort of actual benefit. Let's turn this person to a 9 player. Who knows? But might as well keep it.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
I love the little flames inside my eyes. Very cool. Scary. Not fun.
Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Yeah, it's
Get
not
out
good.
of here before it's our turn.
Alrighty. First thing is to get that chest, now that we have the key for it. Worth it. Just more stuff to sell. I'll have Lae'zel pick up that other one here, the Dark Mind.
Mind flayer food.
Alright, that's everything around here. I think we're fine, but either way, let's just do a little refresh. Let's keep going. It's funny because now that I've played this game 1,000 times, I'm like, Jesus Christ, they really give you a ton of these little restoration pods, but
Mind flayer?
it's because so many people walk into the fire, and they want to really make sure that you are fully prepared for this fight. Speaking of, are we fully prepared for this fight? There's not much more I can do preemptively.
I'm ready.
Have all the right spells prepared. Yeah. Yeah. I will probably respec
No one stopped me yet.
Shadowheart out of Trickster
We're
Cleric.
nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Yank.
On my first playthrough, I kept her as Trickster Cleric. I didn't use her much in my second playthrough. And then third playthrough, I did a Storm Cleric, or Tempest Cleric. I try to switch up my subclasses every playthrough.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Okay. This is another great DM tip to have this at the end of the tutorial, because A, it teaches you that there are types of fights where your goal is not just to kill everyone, your goal is to accomplish something specific, in this case, getting to the end of the room. And there are just people preventing you from doing that. And also, the idea that you're fighting alongside a Mind Flayer against some other creature teaches the players that there is some sort of moral gray, and that enemies can be enemies one moment and allies the next, which is just a very cool maneuver. Nice! One-shotted him. That's great. I'll come over to loot this guy. Worth it. Alright, so as I said before, this guy has a really cool sword that I will try to get, but it's extremely hard to do, especially on honor mode, I assume. There's only one real way to do it without killing him, which is to command him to drop it. 55% chance, there's not really any way to improve that, so let's just hope the dice are on our side. Oh, amazing! Great! So let's just make sure we grab that before the end. And I only have one other spell, so I'm going to save it for now. I'm going to try to keep our Mind Flayer guy as alive as long as possible, knowing that he will die eventually. But until that time, he's going to be our key to trying to kill as many of these people on our way as we can. Oh, I should have done that first. Because the more you kill, the more XP you get. And I'm not really into like doing things purely for the XP. That's not the kind of player I am. That feels more video game-y and more D&D-y. Oh my god, and we stunned him? That's great. But this early stage... Oh, wait, did he pick it back up? Oh no, he didn't. Okay. Phew, it scared the shit out of me. At this early stage, all the XP we can get is beneficial. I feel like it's not worth it for me to try to... First of all, yeah, resistant to fire, so I'm not going to use that anyway. And cold, so there's not much I can do to him anyway. I can magic missile him, but it's a better use of my time to go after the other guys. Can I do anything with these? Brian Bold? Oh, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Thought maybe I could drop it on someone. Alright, let's firebolt you. Nice! I'm killing it. Alright, that's him. Now that I've dropped that, that means I can use my last spell slot for a guiding bolt, which would be beneficial. 40%. It would be so great to give him advantage on his next thing, if it works. Oh, alright, that's fine. I can't ask for both hitting Guiding Bolt and successfully getting the sword, so that's fine. I'll allow it. Nothing else to do. Okay. Let's kick your butt. Nice. Keep on moving.
On the move.
Don't have any good bonus actions yet. I have an idea to potentially heal the Mind Flayer at some point, but there's honestly no rush with the sword already out of the equation here.
Oh, no traps, please.
Great, sell that. Great. I also know he's the only enemy right now. As soon as I get up here, more enemies will spawn. But until that time, let's magic missile. Custer's magic flight. Oh right, I can fly. That's fly to a nearby spot without receiving opportunity attacks. That's convenient. All right. Let's. I think if I go to here, I will spawn in the other people, which I'm actually fine with. Yeah, I'm fine with that. There you go.
Hurry, before they strike.
Alright, so that's my turn.
Can't afford to let up.
Shadow will
Got to
come
move.
with me. I feel like it'll be mostly Lae'zel helping the Mind Flayer out over here, and Shadow and me getting rid of these other guys. 80%. That was horrible. RNG, Shadow.
I am fury. I am death.
I gotta make sure you pick that up.
This'll do.
Great. So now I won't have that until I pick Lae'zel up after the Nautiloid, but also I won't super need it until then anyway. Let's try to lacerate you. Yeah, of course. Can we push you? Great. I do love the dip mechanic, although I don't really use it at all. But basically, you can dip a weapon in like a fire surface or something like that, and your weapon will then do that kind of damage. It's a cool mechanic. It's a cool idea. It's not really my gameplay style. But something that I super love about this game, let's loot this guy. Something I love about this game that I'm absolutely going to steal from my own D&D games is the idea of weapon abilities, where basically every different kind of weapon has some special stuff you can do with it once per short rest. So for instance, with this mace that she's holding, you can use concussive smash, so that they can't take reactions and they lose the dex bonus to their armor class, and they're dazed, which is awesome, and only because I have a bludgeoning weapon equipped. I think that's just a really cool way and smart way of differentiating different weapons that are mechanically the same. You know, it does a D8 of damage or whatever, just like a bunch of other weapons. So it's a really interesting, cool way to incentivize players to choose specific weapons for different strategic benefits. And I just think that's very cool. Sure, let's do that. Okay, well, you did the best you could, Lae'zel. First point of damage to my character this entire game. This is going way better than I initially expected. Not to jinx anything, which I know I just did. But I did not expect to get the sword. And the way this fight works, all you need is
Got to keep fighting.
all you need is one player to get, or one character to get up here. Everyone else can be dead, and as long as one character gets up here, you win the fight, and everyone is just like auto-resurrected, which is great. Sacred Flame, 65, 60. Oh, it's just much better to do that. Great. Let's loot these people. I know there's not like tons of crazy loot at this stage, but while I'm here, I might as well. Especially on honor mode, I feel like money early stage will be really beneficial. All right, I've used up all my like cool abilities, so let's just smack ya. 40%, man, that's tough. Does he have any legendary actions? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I am fully expecting Lae'zel to be in this spot until she dies. Stunned, nice job. This my player's kicking ass. Still have 10 rounds until the fight is over. I can end it early at any time as soon as I get up there. But while I'm here, I'm in a good spot. Let's just keep going. Oh, come on, man. I should use it. Great. God, I only have 8 hit points. That's so rough. Let's get as close to there as possible so that at a moment's notice we can GTFO. 60, 60. This has more potential, so let's do that. Oh wait, how much would an arrow be? 65. Oh wow, that's great. It's not really moving much. Let's just shoot an arrow. Sweet. Ow. All right, back to you, Lae'zel. Hit him. Nice job. I still don't have any real bonus actions. I mean, I can heal myself, but I haven't taken any damage with Lae'zel yet. Could give him a potion. I might do that soon. Heal him up a bit. Alright, this guy. 55. Not that one, this one. 75. Yeah, it's still better to do this. Nice! Alright, so now it's just the big guy and those Cambions at the very, very back. So actually, let's think. I might actually come back.
My feet can carry me.
This might be a dumb decision, but Shadowheart's already over there hanging out. And it's not like she can heal anyone because we've used all of her spell slots. So I might come back and help Lae'zel a bit. Yeah, there's not much for Shadow to do at this point. Let's just skip her turn. Alright. Hit you. Nice, nice. And then throwing is a bonus action. I can consume a potion with a bonus action, but throwing is a full action. Alright, so I would have to give up a hit to do that, which I won't do, but maybe I'll do that with my character, Gildar. Okay, because now it's getting serious. There we go. Wow, Lae'zel could get hit right. Oh, Jesus. All right, we might be getting out soon. We got what we needed. Lae'zel has the sword. When we find her down in the real world, she will have the sword again. So let's just see if I can
Sometimes the only way
get
out
any.
is through.
Yeah, I mean they have so many hit points. It won't do much. All right. Well, good luck, Mind Flayer guy. I can't believe you survived the fight and we didn't. But Shadowheart, get us out of here.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
I wonder if it would have been beneficial to switch to that fire sword for Lae'zel when I fight. It would have cost a round to do that though, and he's resistant to fire. The extra damage of having a great sword might have been love this little sneak preview of Act 1. There's Minthara. I am going to try to recruit Minthara. I hear that there's a way to do it now without having to go full evil. So I'll try to do it, but if I don't recruit Minthara, it's not the end of the world. She is an evil companion. And I've already used her on my evil playthrough, but I'm not going to want her on this one necessarily. But might as well try to get her while I'm here. There I go. Let's talk about the music too. The music here is amazing. The music in the entire game is so good. Saved by a mysterious force. Kind of like this sorcerer robe. Kind of digging it.
You half expected your memories to return once you were free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
Alrighty, we have officially entered Act 1 proper.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement nearby.
We've completed the Nautiloid. Oh, I am one of those people that just loves to check off the check marks. The urge, be yourself, think dirty thoughts. Special, yes, special, aren't you? Shh, don't fight it. You know what you need to do. Take up that knife, do what you do best. Easy as breathing. You'll feel better after. I'll try not to. We escaped the Nautiloid, and we rescued the captive. Great. Main objective is to find a cure to remove the Mind Flayer parasite. Alright, there's a dead person right up here. What you got on you? A single piece of gold?
You
Appreciate
drink
your service.
in
Oh,
pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs. With your hands close to this body, you know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face.
I want to say push a smile away, but I'm interested in this intelligence check to try to remember the last time I stood above a corpse. Let's try it. Nice.
As soon as you delve into your mind, it is filled with flashes of 1,000 different dead. There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
So roleplay wise, let's say that this is like the moment that Gildar's like, ooh, I'm definitely a mass murderer, but I don't remember doing that. So let's try to not do that in the future. That's his turning point right here. That mysterious artifact. I'm gonna wake her up. That's her business. I don't need to reach for it.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Do you have any idea where we are?
No. I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
I do think it's a weird line to give Shadowheart since she is literally a cleric. I understand what she means, that she needs a healer that is far more powerful than she is. But it is a strange thing to say. What happened to our Gith friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
You want to stay together, I take it.
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Alright, let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
So we're not level 2 yet. I just noticed, like, I'm just used to being level 2 when you get to the beach. We're close. It's alright. I'm in no rush. Alright. Let's see what we got over here. A little gold. A backpack. An old floppy hat. Sure, we'll sell that. But in the meantime, let's put the hat on Shadowheart. Oh, she's wearing her circlet. Let's put it on me. Let's see what it looks like on a Dragonborn. Nice. That is so dumb looking, but I gotta say, the frills of my head poking out through the hat actually make it look a little bit cooler. Sure, we'll keep it like that for now. Pouch. Potion of healing, great. Alright, let's start getting some supplies here. Some murgrass. Gold. Alright, let's go up to this mangled fisher up here. Perfumed letter. I'm not going to read all of these out loud, but feel free to pause the video if you want to read these. For the lore. Is there food in here? There is. Send it straight to camp. Send that to camp, which also reminds me, now's the time to send this stuff to camp too. And shadows as well. Sweet. Alright.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Send these to camp. We're just collecting all the food we possibly can, especially knowing once we get to Act 2, food will be much, much harder to come by. And on Tactician mode, or on Honor mode, which is Tactician mode, it takes 80 camp supplies in order to long rest, which the idea of needing specific amounts of food in order to long rest makes a ton of sense for a video game. When you have to sort of like give a mechanical reason why your players can't just long rest after every single fight. I think it'd be far less easy to implement in an actual D&D game. But I appreciate it for this. It adds an extra bit of challenge. Is there anything in these? A loot! I'll take that. Thieves' tools, that's great. I did that. Take that bottle, send this to camp. I will say, it is theoretically possible to lockpick this, but I know it's a super hard check. Apologies for the sirens in the background. Welcome to New York City. It's a super hard check. I'm not a very good lockpick at this point. And I know there's lots of other ways into that area, so I will skip that for now. But in general, I'll try not to skip any sort of content, because I enjoy this game so much, and I want to try all of it on its hardest difficulty. Alright, so we got these guys coming up. Got a dagger. Alright, let's try to get some high ground, since neither of us are super great in melee range. Come on, Shadow, come up here with me. Alright. Let's kick this off, shall we? Oh wait, let's mage armor first. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Okay, there we go. Ow!
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal.
Alright, so that's a really annoying place for you to be, my friend. It's okay, I'll get this guy first. already partially damaged. Are they all partially damaged? That's some cool world building. I like that, since like theoretically they would have all just been in a fight. It's something that you don't do a lot in D&D as a DM, because like why would you not just give them more, like the amount of hit points you wanted to give them? But in a video game where you can see their hit points, I think it's very cool that you can see that they're already injured. Oof, dang, Shadow. Yikes, that's probably telling me. Yo, okay, I gotta focus in, because right now it's just the two of us. We could totally TPK here, and that would be it, and then I'd end it right there. The playthrough, not like my life. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna... It's more important to heal me than it is to heal Shadow at this point. Okay. Yikes. Stressful. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Focus up. Focus up. Everyone relax. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. Let's strategize here. Bonus action. Get me up. Nice. Good heal. Good heal. Action. What's the best way to do this? 90%. That's good. 95, but less potential damage. Let's try that. Oh. A single point of damage. I'm gonna back up a bit because these guys are bad news. Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew, whew. Oh, I don't have an action. Nice, nice. Okay.
Breathe deep.
Get far away. Okay, all right. Thank you, RNG. Now let's focus up here. Okay. 14, 13. Yikes. Okay.
Bleed for me.
Oh, you're kidding. All right, let me take a potion. I'm nervous about this guy. Oh, God. Not good. Not good. Okay, okay. Okay, let's think. It would take an action to throw a healing potion to get me up. Is it worth it to do that, or just try to kill these guys? I won't be able to kill them on one hit anyway. This is tough. Okay, alright. Let's try this.
Let's make this quick.
Oh, come on! That is not what I needed right now. Shit. Okay. Okay, well at least he's not gonna attack me and just try to kill me. Okay, they're missing, which is great. Okay, alright.
Feel my mistress's wrath.
If I get rid of one of these guys, that's a much better RNG. That's great. If I get rid of one of these guys, the fight is much better. Ooh, no. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. This could be it. Oh. That's so embarrassing, guys. I can't believe it. Oh, boy. Well, I will be starting over in the next episode. Thanks for joining me, if there is a next episode. I can't believe I just did that. That's so embarrassing. Honor mode's no joke, guys. Honor mode's no joke. All right, well, if you liked this, let me know, and I'll make some more. God damn it. Goodbye, everyone.